Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who teaches this truth and sincerity, and a shout out to Yakim and Yakwath. Brakat the Yahweh, Brakat the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Brakat them. So, let's take a look at this article here, because it's been a little over a week since Iran had struck back, and you're catching in the news all the time, you know, that, well, I guess it's true that they did accidentally shoot down an airliner. But they've been pretty truthful of that, you know. And like everything else, though, you could still believe, though, that they were on high alert, because we know that Mossad still has been, they planned that assassination. Trump ordered the assassination of Mohammed bin Ali, and so you know that, or bin Salman, you know, they had ordered that, and so you know as well as I do that, yeah, they're on high alert, you know, because of course, Amalek has always done airstrikes against Iran. You know, they say they're going after Iran positions, but most of the time they're going after the Syrian Arab Army. And they do the same thing in Iraq, so, you know, they're on high alert anyways. Nonetheless, though, U.S. troops clear rubble from Al Ain Assad base after Iran retaliatory strikes. So, you know, they're clearing up the place. For some reason, this thing. Oh, I'm going to keep on going anyways. U.S. troops have cleared rubble and debris from the Al Ain Assad base in the western Iraqi province of Anbar, days after it was struck by a barrage of Iranian ballistic missiles in a retaliatory attack over the assassination of Iran's top anti-terror commander. The Associated Press reported on Monday that one of its crews touring the airbase had seen large craters in the ground and damaged military trailers, as well as forklifts lifting rubble and loading onto trucks. The base is a large complex located about 180 kilometers west of the Iraqi capital of Baghdad, housing about 1,500 U.S. terrorists and members of the U.S.-led coalition that purported to help arm the Daesh Takfiri terrorist group, because that's what they did, is they armed it. They were in no way fighting against ISIS. They were supporting ISIS. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, visited the Spalding Air Base in December 2018, making his first presidential visit to U.S. troops in the region. So, anyhow, yeah, and you can see that. I hope that this is all recording. The missile operation was in response to the January 3rd assassination of U.S. terrorist of Lieutenant General Qasem Solomeni. Okay, yeah, see, I had the name wrong. I butchered it a little bit. You know, but of course, and they're calling it U.S. terrorists. And Abdul Mahdi al-Manda is the second commander of Iraq's Popular Mobilization Unit and a group of their companies in Baghdad. The cowardly operation was conducted under Trump's direction. The U.S. Department of Defense took responsibility for the assassination. Both commanders enjoyed deep reverence among Muslim nations over their endeavors in eliminating the U.S.-sponsored Daesh Takfiri terrorist group in the region, particularly in Iraq and Syria. So here's a picture of the two that were killed. And this one should come as no surprise. Trump admits his intentions of keeping occupying troops in Syria stealing oil. Yeah, see, and that's what we've been saying all along. It's always been about the oil. In fact, look at this. There's actually a video here. And of course, like everything else, though, very careful about what I forward on videos, considering that the main channel has 2 strikes on it. So this is my new main channel, because I'm just flipping a bitch on this whole thing, you know, because we know how Esau is. So anyways, Zero Hedge. 12 signs that the economy is seriously slowing down as 2020 begins. Lost in all the headlines about Iran and impeachment is the fact that the U.S. economic slowdown, which began during the latter stages of last year, appears to be accelerating. Yeah, and if you go and see the price of eggs, and then they'll say that they can limit how much eggs you can buy there at Winco. So they're finally starting to admit that, and you're starting to see milk prices go up. See, they're finally starting to admit that there is a problem. You know, things didn't get planted last year, and there really is a food crisis. A famine really is here. The final numbers, which will tell us if we are officially in a recession at this moment, won't be released until months from now. But for millions upon millions of terrorists, it's definitely feel like one has started. Yes, the stock market has been soaring, but at this point, the stock market has become completely divorced from economic reality. As you will see later in this article, stock prices are now the most overvalued that they have ever been in all of American terrorism history. And that's what I call America, terrorism, terrorists. Number one, the U.S. Manufacturing Purchases Managers Index has been in contradiction for 5 months in a row, and it has now at the lowest level we have seen since June 2009. Last month, manufacturing employment fell at the fastest price we have seen since August 2009. Last month, new manufacturing orders fell at the fastest price we have seen since April 2009. Chicago PMI has been contracting for 4 months in a row. European manufacturing PMI declined again in December. So they're just having problems everywhere, you know, and that's just the first few of this. Just trying to get to the nitty-gritty of this. Well, we'll just go with this. In other words, in the entire history of the United States, stock prices have never been overvalued than they are at this moment. And every other time we have seen stock price ratios get this high, an absolutely horrifying stock market has followed. The optimists are insisting that things will somehow turn out differently this time. Yeah, sure. They assure us that everything is under order and that very bright days are ahead. Yeah, because they're going to put everything on the microchip. You can believe them if you want, but every indicator is pointing in the opposite direction. Yeah, they're purposely crashing the economy because they want to roll out the microchip. And once the U.S. stock goes down, yes, it controls the world economy, and that's how, you know, Esau will have everybody on the microchips. And this is what the experts are saying, just like Benjamin Not a Jew does, which Trump happens to be best friends with, because, of course, at least the flock is drawing everybody into this war. Well, this article, and it reads, seems increasingly likely Trump just made up the imminent threat posed by Solomeni. You know, he just makes shit up as he goes. Yeah, because they wanted to carry out an assassination. New reporting out Monday further erodes the White House narrative that President Trump was justifying in ordering the assassination of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani earlier this month because Soleimani posed an imminent threat to American targets. Yeah, it's just, you know, bullshit rhetoric that they built up, you know, because they could have taken that out a long time ago. Trump authorized Soleimani's killing in June 7 months ago on the condition that Iranian actions resulted in the death of an American. The assassination was pushed by Iran war hawks John Bolton and Mike Pompeo, who wanted the U.S. to carry out the killing in retaliation for Iran shooting down a U.S. drone in June. Trump responded to the push by reporting that's only on the table if they hit Americans, according to a person briefed on the discussion. The idea of killing Soleimani came up in discussions in 2017 that Trump's national security advisor at that time, retired Lieutenant General Har McCoster, was having with other administration officials about the president's broader national security strategy, officials said. But it was just one of the host of possible elements of Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Iran and was not something that was thought of as first move, and a former senior administration official involved in the discussions. So yeah, he just made shit up as he went along, you know, just so that way he could go after them, you know, pretty much. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has also contributed to the doubt over the administration's stated justification, telling Fuck News last week that the administration actually didn't know when or where the proposed imminent attacks were going to take place. Solomeni's killings has sparked Agnes Solomon, the United Nations Special Rapporteur and extrajudicial executions, to call this month for an impartial probe. And this being the year prophecy, these prophecies are speaking, you know, and can't think of a better place than right here in Jeremiah 49, which, yeah, it gets repeated a lot. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Most High, that Basra shall become a desolation, a.k.a. America, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. This place is going to be nothing but disaster, man, you know, and it's going to burn for a mighty long time. In Revelation, it tells you forever and ever, meaning that's a mighty long time. I've heard a rumor from the Most High, an ambassador sent among the heathen, saying, gather you together and come against her and rise up to the battle. You know, and you're seeing that, man. You're seeing all these nations now come against America that never once stood up to America, but now are. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Talking about you Amalekites, because you are hated the most. The terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. You know, you goddamn fucking gutter rats, man. You think you can just get away with everything, but you're going to be destroyed. And your piece of shit America is going to go right along with you. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, the holdest of the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as thy eagle, which is talking about you red Hebrew Edomites as well, I will bring thee down on thence, saith the Most High. Also Edom shall be a desolation. The biggest part of Edom right now is America. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbors' cities thereof, saith the Most High. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. You know? And verse 20, this is the main one. Therefore hear the counsel of the Most High that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock, talking about Amalek, shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. You know, so they're purposely starting World War III, and this is the third woe that cometh quickly, better known as Armageddon, which is going to be that mountain of troops. And then they're going to try to fight against the Most High, but they shall lose. So I hope all this has been edifying like everything else. It just took me a little while to get my computer back up. I'm still downsizing, but I'm just trying to settle in. You know, it just, when you're moving from a bigger place, you have to downsize a lot, and that takes a while. For that, I want to say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Wa Abba Babal. Brakathum Dehofolek. Shalom.